Hey, I'm Nick Laidlaw, and today we're going to be working on 3 exercises to improve your paddle power. So again, with these surf-specific movements that I'm sharing with you guys, I'm very excited just because surfing's such a big passion of mine, as is movement and being a movement practitioner myself. It's just really nice to be able to share insights from out of the practice area, put them into the practice training room and see how well they can spill over into our day-to-day life. So if these tips and hints are working, you guys got to let me know. So they're definitely working for me and people that are working with me. So I hope it adds value and fun to your surfs. When we're talking about paddle power, again, there's so much focus in surf training on strength. And I think strength is super valid, very important. What one missing key is, I think, is getting some expansion and length in your body and actually just beginning to use your body as an elastic structure. And to be elastic in our body isn't all about hardness. It's about finding that balance between hardness and softness. And paddling is one of those really good examples that we need to gain a lot of length and a lot of extension from our body, which really comes from our lower back and expresses out of our hands. And then we need some strength and stability and more endurance to be able to sustain that movement. So first I'm going to show you an exercise or two to fire up that thoracic spine, the upper back, while anchoring the lower back and stabilizing our spine and our core. Then I'll show you how to get some strength more in through the middle back and through the arms. And then I'll share an exercise which helps us get some more elasticity through our upper body, but really using our whole structure. And this principle will be something that you can use to apply with your paddle power. All right, so we'll get started. Okay, cool. So first exercise we're going to work with is the Mackenzie press up. So this is in plenty of videos that I've done before. It's a very important one, especially if we're talking about surfing, because in our life we find ourselves on screens, looking at phones, driving the car steering wheel. Our head and chest is forward a lot. And then when we get into the surf, we're expected to extend our spine, which can be a really big ask for the lifestyles that we live. So to start integrating this movement into our day-to-day, it's going to help our posture and our paddle power and longevity in the surf, which is really important. So to do this, you have your toes untucked, you squeeze your butt, and then you just lift your chest. You can apply the same principles when you're paddling in the water. Hips into the surfboard, squeeze your butt, and then you can be anchored by your lower back to get more reach. And you can have a straight arm, or you can have a really straight arm, which extends through that tissue in the ribs, which we're going to work on a little bit more. But to do this exercise, really simply, hips into the floor, squeeze the butt, chin gently in breath, shoulders down, elbows in, out breath. When you get more comfortable with this, you can have, say, 50% of the weight on your hands, or you can even have the hands off the ground. And to extend even further, you can then begin to get thumbs out, lifting the chest and keeping the chest up in. If we're looking at paddling, getting strong arms, one arm in front of the other. It's all about having that anchor and base from your lower body to then be able to stabilize through there. So that's the first exercise. I'll just work on sets of 10 and reps of 10, and sets of 3. So 10 repetitions. Do it in a round robin with the next 2 exercises and see if you can do that 3 times around. All right. Next exercise. So second exercise, after doing our extensions of the upper back, we're then going to see if we can layer in some strength, integrating the arms, shoulders, and then the middle back as well. So this is a body row or a pull-up. You can transition yourself to a chin-up. Doing variations where you can do one arm at a time is also really good to foster that strength, so more specific strength. So what I'm going to do is just a set of rings, these gymnastics rings. You can get them on eBay for $40 or at a local gym. Any good gym will have them. Essentially, I'm going to have my feet pretty much under my knees. I then drive my hips up to the same height as the knees, and I want my shoulders around about that same height. I lift my chest, elbows in, hold, all the way down. So this is going to give me that integrity through the back musculature to enable me to do some nice, strong paddling for a long time, and not just long session, but over the years. And then what's going to make it even more specific is one arm. So then you really foster that strength of when we're paddling, we're extending our body and we're pulling the water towards us as to project ourselves forward. So extending the spine, getting some strength in through the arms, shoulders, and upper back. And then the next exercise I'm going to show you is how to attain and display some elasticity through our body as well. All right. And then so the last one, this is an exploration of more of a concept than a specific exercise. It's about elasticity. So it's about how we can begin to use our body as an elastic structure, which then demonstrates both strength and mobility. So a simple one would just be swinging our arms, allowing our whole body to work as one. As I raise my arms past my hips, I begin to extend my legs and get higher and get lighter as I do that. And then that could be something that you can translate into one arm, softness, bouncing all the way around. This is a really good mobilizer pre or post surf. You could do your infinity sign. And again, the way I'm doing it to attain flow is by having a bounciness in my body. So I want to be able to really be soft. You can do both one arm, create little patterns, which get more complex. But the essence of everything is to be able to begin to use my body as an elastic structure. And this helps us in the surf when we're riding waves, as well as being effortless in our approach to paddling. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Hope you get something out of it. And I really hope it translates to having more fun in the ocean.